I think it's safe to say that I've purchased more football boots than the average person, and a lot of people often ask about my collection and where I got all of the older stuff, some of which you can see behind me, and pretty much almost all of the old stuff that I have has come from a website that you may have heard of before called eBay. If there's an old pair of boots that's been discontinued for years and you can't buy them at a store anymore, eBay is the one place where you can go where hopefully you'll find somebody with that exact boot that you're looking for reselling them on eBay. The only problem with eBay is that there are also tons and tons of people who are just there trying to scam you out of your money. So with that in mind, here's the story of how I got scammed buying football boots. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you a video today to tell the story of how I purchased the Adidas F50 Plus. Well, twice, because the first time I got scammed. By the way, if you guys do like the football boots story time videos, because I do have quite a few stories attached to a bunch of different boots in my collection. If you want to see more, please support this one with a like. And if you are new here watching for the first time and don't want to miss out on future content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button along with a little bell notification so you get notified when the next new video goes live. For those that don't know, the Adidas F50 Plus is the second ever Adidas F50 model that came out in 2005. And it was really just a slight evolution over the original F50 that you might recognize in black and yellow. The evolution with the F50 Plus being, of course, the plus they added to the end of the F50, as well as the signature spider web design that you find running through the midfoot and heel area of the boot, over top of this kind of textile mesh material, and then of course the kangaroo leather with the lace cover here at the front. Very distinctive looking boots, and the final model before they did the F50 Tune-It thing, which was, let's face it, not very good. These are also the boots, although not in this exact colorway, worn famously by the guy whose name I can't remember from the Goal movie. Or maybe it was Goal 2, doesn't matter. All that mattered is that I wanted a pair for my collection, so I turned to eBay knowing that I was not going to find them pretty much anywhere else, and sure enough, there were quite a few pairs of F50 Pluses for sale. One in particular that caught my eye that was actually a pretty reasonable price, $250 US. $250 is obviously a lot of money to spend on a pair of football boots, but at the time, for a pair of F50 Pluses in a size 9 US, also in brand new condition, $250 wasn't that bad of a deal in comparison to other options that were available on eBay. I'm not sure what the going rate for a pair of F50 Pluses is now, probably a little bit more if I had to guess, but either way, I was attracted to this particular listing partially due to the fact that it had a fairly reasonable price. I will say though that the listing did mention that it did not come with the original box, and I kind of just attributed that to the fact that the original boxes back in 2004, 2005 that Adidas used to make were really thin, kind of flimsy cardboard, almost papery material that just didn't age well. So a lot of the pairs that were available did not have the original box anymore just because they were destroyed. So I clicked on the listing and the guy was based in the US. He had a lot of positive buyer's feedback and he had lots of detailed pictures of the boots themselves where I could verify that the boots were in fact authentic in the pictures. He even had pictures of this right here, which is the little kind of insole wallet, I like to call it. It's a mesh material with a leather material right here. It says F50 Plus. Open it up, it's got a Velcro lid, and it comes with all the extra insoles that you got with the F50 Plus at the time. There's a lightweight variation, which is pretty unique in that it's a mesh liner on top, it has the perforations, and it has this kind of plastic material on the underside. There was also a performance variation, which was kind of the hardcore, really heavily padded, extra stick plastic on the bottom variation, and then there was also just a regular comfort version here in red, which was kind of the middle ground between the two, where it still had plenty of padding, but it was a little bit more flexible and a little bit more lightweight. It's just what Adidas was doing at the time. Kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. Either way, didn't have the original box, but the pictures of the boots were legit, and it even had the little insole wallet. So as far as I was concerned, based on everything that I could see, this was a legit pair of F50 Pluses for $250. So I bought them, and I waited, and they showed up, and they were fake. This guy had pictures of a real pair in his listing, but decided to send me a counterfeit pair instead, hoping that I wouldn't notice. And when I pulled the boots out of the box, I thought it was a little bit weird because the leather didn't seem very leathery. It seemed very cheap synthetic-y, which was kind of an alarm bell. And then the overall build quality of the boot just seemed really off. Now, granted, I had never held a pair of F50 Pluses in my hands before, but based on the information that was out there and the couple of people that I had talked to that actually have a pair, I felt like I had a really good idea of what they were supposed to be like. And considering that the boots came out in 2005, I wasn't even aware that counterfeits were a thing, because that's kind of a relatively new phenomenon in the age of the internet, and really online sales in 2005 for football boots wasn't really that big of a thing yet. So to my surprise, I go on Google, search for some counterfeit sites, and sure enough, they sell counterfeit F50 Pluses in exactly this colorway. And for $250, I was holding a pair in my hands. It's a pretty epic scam when you think about it, because you post real pictures of a real pair and then just buy a fake pair for $50 and send them to the guy once he's paid you $250. That was this guy's plan. Luckily, I had paid with a credit card. And I didn't get all my money back, unfortunately, but I did file a dispute with eBay. Unfortunately, eBay's not very helpful when it comes to counterfeit products, based on what I found from that particular experience, in that they're really not too helpful in terms of helping you verify that the boots are real or counterfeit or whatever product it might be. Obviously, they don't just sell football boots on eBay, and I kind of understand why, because there's really no way for me to verify whether or not these are real or fake. If we're being completely honest, it's kind of just my word against his, because obviously he was saying he sent me the real pair, but I did manage to get half my money back. So I guess for $125 rather than $250, I bought myself some fake F50 Pluses that, now that I think about it, I don't even have anymore, and I can't remember what I did with them. Either way, after a couple of months of hesitating, I decided to go on eBay and buy another pair of F50 Pluses. I was still kind of afraid of getting sent another fake pair. Luckily, the second pair was all right. I don't even remember what I ended up paying for this one. I just remember the first one because I got scammed on it. But either way, I finally have a pair in my collection, and I probably won't seek out any other F50 Pluses on eBay, mainly for that reason. Even though I'd love to have some other colorways, because I really feel like this is one of the coolest looking boots of all time. So the moral of the story here is that if you're buying boots on eBay, especially if it's old boots, please keep in mind that the pictures can be legit, the buyer can seem legit, he can have really good feedback, but he can ultimately pull a switcheroo on you and send you some fake boots, hoping that you don't notice. And it's just one of those things that's kind of difficult to dispute. So buy with caution on eBay, pretty much no matter what. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the story. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please support it with a like. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. If you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you get notified when the next new video goes live. All my social media information is linked down below, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.